Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really cool open-source project called OpenClaw. It's got a big mission to completely change how we interact with AI by, get this, giving us back all the control. So, let's see what that's all about.
So let me just ask you, are you getting kind of tired of the AI assistants we have now? You know the ones. They live up in the cloud, they lock all your data into their little walled garden, and they just never seem to connect to everything you do online. Yeah, you are not alone in feeling that way.
Now picture something totally different. An AI that is 100% yours. It doesn't live on some company's server, it lives right on your machine. That means you control the data. You control the integrations. You set the rules. It stops being just another tool and starts becoming a personal operator for your entire digital world.
And that vision, well, that's exactly what brings us to OpenClaw. Now, the official term is a self-hosted autonomous agent, which sounds pretty technical, I know. But let's break down what that really means.
Think of it like this. OpenClaw is basically a bridge. The developers call it a gateway, and that's the perfect word for it. It's this one program running on your own computer, and its whole job is to connect the messaging apps you use all day, every day, directly to a powerful AI agent that can actually get stuff done. So you can just text it a command, and boom, it's working for you on your own machine.
And when you put it side by side with the cloud AI we're all used to, the difference is just night and day. With OpenClaw, you're not just a user renting a service, you're the owner. Since it's self-hosted, you own your data, period. The integrations aren't limited by some company, they're as open as you want them to be. And the customization, it's incredibly deep. This is a massive shift in control, taking it away from a big corporation and putting it right back in your hands.
Okay, so you've got this super powerful agent and it's totally under your control. The big question is, what can you actually do with it? And this, my friends, is where things get really interesting.
Honestly, the best way to think about OpenClaw is like having a 24/7 operator for your digital life. It's always on, it's always connected, and it's always ready to jump in and automate things for you, even when you're nowhere near your computer.
And we are not just talking about a fancy chatbot here. Think much bigger. We're talking about an agent that can manage your calendar, sort through your emails, control your smart home devices, or even keep an eye on your code repositories for new pull requests. But the absolute game changer? It can search your local files. That's something a cloud AI just can't do for obvious reasons.
And maybe the most beautiful part of this whole system is how smoothly it fits into your life. You don't have to learn a new app or open another program. You command your agent using the messaging platforms you are already glued to every single day.
Yeah, we're talking about the apps you practically live in. WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Slack. You can even just use plain old email. Just imagine this. You're out and about, you send a quick message on WhatsApp from your phone, and your personal AI, sitting quietly on your computer back home, instantly starts searching your local files to find what you need. That's the power we're talking about.
And you're not stuck with just one giant all-knowing agent either. You can actually create different personas for different parts of your life. So you could have a work agent that only gets access to your work Slack, your work email, and your project files. And then you can have a separate personal agent for your home automation and hobbies. A simple command lets you flip between them, keeping those two worlds completely separate and secure.
So how does it learn all these amazing new tricks? Well, through something called skills. The easiest way to think of them is like plugins. They're just simple text files that teach your agent how to use a new tool. You could, for example, create a skill that tells it how to interact with Apple Notes, or Obsidian, or even how to send emails on your behalf. This super simple system makes its capabilities pretty much infinitely expandable.
All right, this all sounds absolutely incredible, right? But with this much power comes a huge amount of responsibility. We have to talk about security, because this is where things get really serious.
And let's not sugarcoat it. This quote from the source material says everything you need to know. You are literally giving this agent the keys to your entire digital kingdom, with root access to every single one of your files. The potential for something to go very wrong is very real.
The number one threat here is something called prompt injection. Just imagine someone in a group chat sends a really cleverly written message that's designed to trick your AI into running a harmful command. Something like, delete all my documents. Because the agent has full access to your computer's terminal, it could actually do it. This is not some theoretical problem. It's a real danger you have to protect yourself from.
Now, the good news is the developers know this, and they provide clear ways to protect yourself.
The absolute gold standard is to run OpenClaw on a totally separate virtual server, which isolates it completely from your personal files. You can also turn on sandboxing, which basically traps the agent inside a secure container so it can't mess with the rest of your system. Interestingly, it turns out that the newer, more powerful AI models are just better at resisting this kind of manipulation. And finally, you should always be running the security audits that come built into the system.
So after looking at all this incredible power and all the serious risks, let's just zoom out for a second. Why does a tool like OpenClaw actually matter? What's the bigger picture here for all of us?
So what have we learned? Well, OpenClaw is really about a huge shift in thinking. Instead of being a passive user of some company's AI, you become the commander of your own. You get total control. It's your AI, your data, your rules. That control lets you break down the walls between all your different apps and integrate everything. And with skills, its power can grow almost infinitely. But as we've seen, all of this incredible power absolutely demands that you be careful and responsible with security.
The technology to have your own personal 24/7 AI operator isn't science fiction anymore. It's here, right now. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?